somehow managed to get ourselves into a big corporate fancy building here at Queen Street Mall in Brisbane. Andy Horridge has decided to clock in this episode. Good to see you, Andy, mate. It's been a little while. You've just come in from Perth. You don't look jet lagged at all, ready to go for this weekend. We've got the PPA this weekend. Obviously, down in Gold Coast, going to be sick. I'll be calling it with a bunch of all-star crew. Andy, straight off the bat, because we're going to cover PPA to get us started with, how are you feeling leading into the event?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Haven't practiced as much as I'd like back in Perth. It's been raining constantly. Yep. Definitely a change of climate here in Queensland at the moment. But the field looks absolutely stacked this weekend. There's no easy matches. Yeah, it's anyone's game.
Yeah. Notice how he's immediately gone with a PR response. Yeah. That's all right, mate.
Media trained, mate.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, obviously for the PPA this weekend, we've got singles, mixed and gendered. Who are you teaming up with for gendered and mixed?
I'm playing with Oliver Gray. A nice, young kid.
Yeah.
In the men's, and then in the mixed, I'm going with Sarah Dennehy into the scene and looks promising.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, nice.
How are you going to keep Ollie in line with your men's doubles?
Way to break the ice, mate.
Yeah. I'm just checking, you've played so many tournaments together and, Ollie can be Ollie.
We have a few, stupid things we like to do on court.
Yeah.
Pretty childish things, but...
What's one of them?
Try to make it a bit kiddie. We have if we're down a little, we've got to get the train started, and we usually do it, choo-choo. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Effective?
Not really. We don't win as much. Way more fun though.
Fair enough, mate. And for the singles action, which I think we'll probably kick off the discussions to get started with singles, guys. You're obviously a pretty handy singles player, Andy. Leading into the singles events, you've got the draw first up. Who's your first game against, mate?
First game's against Caden Hansel.
Okay.
Oh my!
One half of the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
With the new mod TA5.
Paddle battle.
Yeah,
right.
paddle battle.
Yeah.
Hammer versus Euler.
Hammer versus Euler. You're actually versing paddles in this tournament. You're not versing players.
I know.
So anyone with mod.
Another controversial topic with the Eulers.
Yeah.
They're just a reskin Gen 3, which were banned in the previous one.
Yeah.
Taylor Smith is definitely getting destroyed by Joey Wild. With the bucket hat as well. Covering his head.
Oh, is Taylor playing with
Joey?
Versus Joey?
First round.
Yeah. Oh my god.
At least they can both the Twin Towers can play in the futures later in the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're beating Caden?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
What's
Even
your
with the mod
score?
I'll have to, mate.
Yeah, you have to. There's no
I don't want to play
option.
futures.
Yeah.
Are you giving us what do you reckon, 11-6, 11-7 vibe? What do you reckon score will be?
Because it's best of 3, right?
Best of 3.
Yeah,
not even
probably,
3 sets, eh?
No, pretty cruisy.
Pretty crazy against Caden.
I thought you said there were no easy games.
4 and 4.
No, I would say pretty
4 and
easy.
4.
So Caden had a very tough game against Nick Mal, who's sort of new, right? And it was 12-10 or something.
Did Caden win that?
Yeah, win that, but just...
He's just such a lanky.
Oh, he's just big.
He's just so lanky.
He's big. And he's scary.
It's David versus Goliath, really.
Yeah.
Literally is. It's Andy versus Twin Towers.
We know how that story ends, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's move on. What's the next round? So after Caden, what have we got?
Lucas Pascoe, most likely.
Another mod?
Another mod.
Oh my
Another
god.
mod. I fancied my chances against Lucas with a Gen 2.
But with mod, yeah.
Maybe not anymore. Bit gritty.
Yeah.
Watch out for that backhand flick. Yeah.
Mate, so Lucas with different paddle, no good. He played that paddle battle with us.
Yeah.
He played with a $50 pickle tech paddle, which is pretty good pickle tech.
Came
But
5th out of 6?
I think, yeah, so we were 8 players. He got 6th. I think he got 6th.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Simon first.
Simon first.
I got second.
I'm surprised he didn't break the paddle, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. So at start of the thing, we had a briefing and I said, Simon, this is mostly for you. If you break the paddle, you have to buy another one.
I thought it was included in the fair.
Yeah, if the one paddle is included in the fair, but he would break in the warm-up, right?
You can use it without the handle.
I'm sure he delaminated the paddle after the first game.
Oh, for sure.
It's 5 minutes.
Oh, man, he's been delaminating those mods after 10 minutes.
True.
Those mods are...
Connor Robertshaw yesterday, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, they're done. Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah, he...
5 minutes. That's a $440 paddle.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't, D-Lam?
Hammers.
Roman Estraha's paddle. Yeah, and hammers, yeah. Good segue there, Andy.
Thanks, Dill.
No, we had a big discussion regarding the gearbox in our last episode. You missed out on that one, but fair enough. So singles so the gentleman field you think is pretty tricky, right? Anyone
Pretty stacked.
that you like, just general field, anyone you wouldn't want to verse, and you're glad you're not faced up against them straight off the bat.
Oman.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, big shout to Oman.
Yep.
He's just dominating Monsoon as well at the moment, so he's pretty big. I've got a top 3 in mind. I reckon it goes Oman takes it out with gold, Mitch with the silver. He's got an easier side of the draw than Oman. The other side of the draw is absolutely stacked. No easy games whatsoever on that. And then Rob Sterling, I reckon's got a decent draw.
Oh, not really. Like,
No?
okay, he's got first round corner, which he should win.
Should win.
And then second round, Joey Wild straight away. So,
I think Rob Sterling plays similar to me,
yeah.
and I've beaten Joey the past 2 times.
Yes. But Joey
Joey's
makes
pretty
him play.
passive.
Joey makes him play a lot
He
of
does
balls.
make him play.
So in practice games, because he's been practicing mostly with Joey nowadays, drilling with him.
Yeah.
So he
I'll
said he
still
can
fancy
get
Rob.
him, but yeah, Joey just gets a lot of balls back.
It'll be a physical match.
Yeah.
It's grueling. Especially, what is it on the weekend? 32 degrees?
Something like
31
that.
It's
degrees?
getting to 34, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
feels
gonna
like
be hot.
36.
And you're playing out in the sun all day.
Let's talk about that. Okay, so you just mentioned monsoon, right?
Yeah.
Do you think, because of the heat, the players that have just come from India may have a benefit because they're already acclimatized to the warm weather? I'm just chucking that out there.
Oh, their immunity
Not
system
really.
would be great now.
Drinking that tap water soon?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't get sick here.
He's immune.
Yeah, no, fair call. All right, so you've given your top 3, Andy. Herman, anyone that immediately comes to mind for your
I see
singles?
it pretty similarly to Andy. I've got Aman taking gold, Mitch silver, but I think probably a bit of a surprise name, Leander Lazaro.
Okay.
I've got him taking bronze, and a dark horse is that Fook win.
Yep.
So I think one of the matches of the tournament will be, and all respect to the first round, the people who play in the first round, but I think Aman versus Fook in the second round will be like a really good game. And, it could go either way, but I've got Aman taking gold. I've got Fook as a dark horse for singles.
Yeah, no, fair call. And so just the prospect of a Bhatia Hargraves goal is pretty entertaining.
That's a
Why not?
that's a rematch from Redcliffe, right? I think Aman took it.
Yeah.
But then
three.
also on the flip side, I could see Mitch hungrier to
Yep.
beat Armand because he lost that final. So he could have been working harder. I think Mitch has a point to prove again.
Yep.
But
No, fair enough. And on the same train of thought, any reason why Lazaro, just out of the blue?
I think it's just based off the draw. I think he beat Mitch pretty recently over in China.
Yeah, and he was 3 sets in Redcliffe last time.
Yeah. So he's a pretty handy player, and I think he's Filipino and always got a soft spot for my Filipinos.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sumi, for the male singles? PPA?
Yeah, I think Arman, for me, takes the whole draw. But just like you said, I think Leander can get Mitch. So I would actually go for first Arman, silver Leander, and third Mitch.
It could very easily be that way.
Yes. So that would be my top 3 for singles men's. I didn't, because just looking at the draw, my top 3 has changed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Sumi's currently going to build up a little ladder board for us going forward from this episode onwards. But Sumi's currently leading the way as he predicted that Wes Vine would be definitely an inclusion for this season later on. And now he's just been announced as the sub for Aaron Blitz for Melbourne Mavericks. So,
Had to be.
yeah. So Sumi's
Yeah.
immediately on the board with that regard. But
Talking about that, Dylan, did you see any of that Instagram comment by Jason Kerr?
here we go. Go for it.
That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel for Aaron, such a nice guy, and and someone comments on it and just.
He was just caught in the crossfire.
Oh man, no, I think he's already like Jason's already not happy with MLP and whatever, and that was fire. So Dylan, he said that big upgrade for Mavericks because Wesley's playing over Aaron.
He called him all the Queenslanders better than Mexicans too.
What?
Yeah, on another post.
Oh my
Found that out yesterday on another post that Jason said kind of like something at the start and then all the Queenslanders are better than Mexicans, referring to Melbourne's.
Right.
Melbourne.
Someone clearly needs to knock him off his feet because the surgery didn't do it.
Literally, I'm telling you, Jason, I rate him. He's a good player. If he keeps his mouth shut, he gets pegged. He's a good player, and I think he would have got pegged even if he didn't have his surgery. I told him like he should have gotten a pick in that 50 plus, but we'll talk about that.
So you're
later.
saying that he didn't get picked because
of the surgery, he was out, and he was making medals every time 50 plus category, not open, but 50
He's
plus.
the number one over 50 singles player in Australia, possibly even the world. Who knows? Maybe he could see some endeavours in America since he's not wanted here.
Oh, that's too much, but okay.
Yeah, we will discuss the NLPA Masters draft later on. Fair point. Unfortunately, Aaron Blitz copping a bit of flack on social media. Speaking of flack on social media, I know Herman and Harvey, you guys have both copped it. Herman being referred to as a catfish for his picture as the Rock. Sorry, mate.
It's all right.
It's just the way it is, you know.
It's tough when the comment comes from my own wife. It'd be your own family that are the biggest haters.
And Harvey copping a bit of stray as well. But I think you've probably copped a fair bit of praise as well, Harvey. I mean, you've made things really entertaining straight off the bat. I've been in tournaments a lot lately in the last 3 weeks since we last released an episode, and people are loving your takes, mate. So keep it up.
Are they loving his takes or are they loving him?
I mean, look at him. He's the only one dressed for the occasion right now. Here we are in some fancy corporate building, and he looks like he just woke up.
Going back to singles, Kyle Yates. What happened to him? Nobody mentioned Kyle Yates.
I think it's crazy no one mentioned Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, what are your picks, Harvey, for singles?
Since you mentioned Leander, I think, don't count him out.
Watching my pick Fairbanks or Yates.
Yates, no fucking chance, bro. Well, if Yates even makes it first and past the first round, then he's got Fairbanks, and I just think Fairbanks is gonna outstroke him, Cuzzo. But anyway, then I'm saying Rob versus Fairbanks. I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah,
Both.
So it'll be Rob
Very
versus
good.
Fairbanks or Kyle Yates. One of them.
No,
That's
probably not Kyle.
No? Okay.
Probably not Kyle.
Do you have something against Kyle or?
Yeah. You've got something against him, right? You said he was washed up last spot.
Well, there's no doubt he's really good, but I think you guys glaze him way too much. He actually said on a podcast when he was talking to some guy in the States about moving to Australia.
Yeah.
And he even just said, they mentioned his duper because he's got an insane duper compared to everyone else. But Yates himself said, if you look at all Australians' dupers, they're all at least 0.5 below what they should be if they went and played in the States. So I think looking at it, yes, Kyle Yates is a Hall of Famer, but the new talent in Australia can definitely compete. So I don't think you guys should glaze him as much. But yeah, I think he's got a point to prove in Australia.
I think he will.
Yeah.
Singles definitely isn't his strong suit.
Yeah.
He said that.
Doubles, men's.
Doubles is.
Yeah, he's got a fair shot in men's. But
Yeah. So what's your top three again for singles?
I'd go, Armin at gold. It'll be either Leanna and Mitch. But for that fourth spot, Fairbanks or Rob.
Okay. That's a fair.
I think it'll be see who's going on the day. I'm gonna give it to Rob.
Yep.
My boy Rob.
And
Just because of his consistency, which Fairbanks doesn't always have. But if Fairbanks is going, he can beat anyone.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that you didn't pick your love of your life, silky hands, your love, your guy. What happened to him?
Yeah, no one's mentioned Joey.
Yeah. Fair.
Well, Joe's more of a doubles player.
Okay.
Like, he obviously plays good singles. He's got
Yeah.
medals before. But I think just he possibly hasn't been working as hard in singles.
Okay.
Whereas we've got other players who singles, that's their forte, that's their bread and butter. They love that shit. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. On the topic of singles, fellas, let's
It's
discuss
fucking
the
hot, though.
ladies. So, obviously, the men's singles, you guys have just mentioned absolute all-stars. I don't disagree with any of them. I'm curious, Herman, you mentioned dark horse pick. Do you guys have any dark horses that weren't brought up?
For singles,
For
men's,
singles, yeah.
I think Joey is dark horse.
Yep.
That's what.
Yeah.
Crazy to
talking
consider
about.
Joey as a dark horse.
Yes.
Yeah, speaks to the level of talent.
I think maybe Lucas too. Like
Yeah,
He's
with
beaten-
Mod. Yeah.
he's beaten Mitch at PPL Brisbane last
Brisbane,
year,
yes.
and that was the upset of the tournament.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
that's the
unreal.
tournament
Yeah.
he went off,
Yeah.
right?
And like both players have improved since then, but I feel like Mitch is feeling a bit of pressure at the moment, and Lucas with the new mod paddle is just unreal.
Can I, so talking about PPL events, is Ryan Henry playing?
Not singles.
Not singles.
He didn't think his wrist would hold up.
Okay, because yeah, obviously teammate of yours for the Western Vipers, but we discussed in the last episode, you know, he's sort of a sleeping giant from a singles perspective. We saw what he did to Hargraves.
He's
in the last-
unbeaten, right? He's never lost in
Yeah,
singles.
he's the Australian champ for singles.
Yeah.
So like that's obviously a shame that he can't play, and we obviously wish him the best with his
Yeah.
recovery. But okay, so dark horses from you guys. Harvey, have you got any?
I just think everyone can be considered a dark horse, pretty much. Just through the depth in the field. I do feel bad for you, Andy. You've got probably the toughest one, Lucas, Mitch. But yeah, I reckon Joey's a good dark horse, to be honest.
Yep.
Because he can play out at an elite level, but it's just on the day. See how he goes.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Continuing to the ladies. So obviously the PPA ladies singles will be insane to watch as well. Some very good events. We'll go back the other way. So Harvey, who have you got for you? Gold, silver, and bronze for the women's.
I did have Pay at gold.
Okay.
But I just want to mention that she does have to verse Andy Dickless of it. So that could be like close or a good game to watch at least.
Wait, isn't Andy playing Nicola, in the
Yeah.
first round?
Yes.
Wow,
anyway,
That's a
what
popcorn
was-
match.
That's a
itself.
And
crazy
they've
match.
had few finals together, and Andy has won, I think, to both the finals last time. But I think this time Nicola is gonna win that final.
Just put the two MPL girls straight on.
Yeah, but the
This is
recent
short.
results, Nicola just beat Amelia.
Wait,
Oh,
for
true,
real?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicola
What
just
am I
beat
saying?
Amelia in
What am I
Mumbai.
Oh wow.
Wait,
She's
what?
coming off that tournament
Three sets.
in form. I don't see her losing first round against Andy because of her recent results.
Well, I think it's
She's
going to
in
be a
form.
really good game then.
May I just say as well?
Yeah.
Mod versus mod battle.
Oh yeah, it's Mod versus Mod
Good
now.
luck- good luck
Andy's
to
now
them.
Eula player, so
Okay.
That's crazy then. Fucking hell.
All right. So
Wait, maybe Nicola isn't actually like just shit then. Like maybe she's actually decent.
She's young,
Nicola's
but
legit, man.
she's a gun.
she can be
Absolutely.
very good when she's on.
In singles, let's just specify singles. Yeah.
She's consistent.
Next.
There's a reason why
Everything.
she got picked for the MLPA. Like,
Yeah.
I guess she's got a big point to prove, I'd say.
Yeah.
Doubles.
You're comparing her to Yates. They're both-
Honestly, that whole team is just a bit of a
Yeah, the breakers. So Captain Shaki's got a. I mean, I guess it's a. They'll either work really, really well, right, or they'll not.
Yeah, they have potential to be the best, but then also I like high ceiling, low floor. But going back to the singles, I think Pay is still just too good. Then give me a second. Ushay will be top, I reckon. And then Summer Delabonha. So you kind of got top four there. Ushay, Summer, Pay, and I think it'll be interesting to see in that bottom left bracket who's there. Like, yeah, you've got Amelia. You've also got Rose, very good player. So yeah, I think it'll be between Amelia and Rose who gets that 4th spot in the finals.
So it's potential round 2, Sean v Townsend battle. Former teammates going head to head against each other in singles, so that'll be interesting as well.
Not really. It'll be a whitewash. To be fair.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Danny's excellent doubles player, one of the top, but she's never made a medals match in singles. Well, one, but it was like River City, like ages ago.
Shit, just sue me, Colin Black, the old tournament director for that. But anyway, who's your wild, like your dark horse, if you have one? You don't have to have.
I want to go Nicola. I do want to see her like do well. Like, I reckon it'd be good. Like, it'd be good for a career, and like it'd be good to shake things up, show the young guns can do it. Like,
Yep.
since clearly Ollie can't do shit, so like.
Poor Ollie.
Why is my doubles problem?
It was time last episode. It's all in.
Yeah.
Are you going to defend him or what?
Ollie's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's done nothing right.
Oh,
Okay,
Harvey.
let's move on from
Harvey.
Ollie Gray. Let's go. Yeah.
Ollie's my boy.
So it's going to be interesting. My next Belvedere Blast set of rounds when Harvey and Ollie end up versing each other. I might have to be on
Harvey
bouncer
and Ollie are
duty.
going to be throwing hands.
Oh, this
No,
is
I already pulled
They're
out.
throwing hands in the car.
So-
It's a 0-0.
Um, Sumi,
Oh,
Yeah.
ladies picks.
Ladies pick singles. I'm gonna go a bit different. Just looking at the draws, everything's changed now. So I still see Pei making finals, but from other side now, I don't know how Yushay will perform, but I think Michaela is gonna get her because
yeah.
they're on the same side of the draw. So I see Michaela versus Pei in the finals.
Hayat's kind of like always under the radar, right? Like even in the first episode,
Yeah.
we were like, oh shit, you know, Mickey's there as well.
Exactly.
So-
Nobody thinks of her, but when
Do
she's
you
on.
think Mickey's beating Summer?
Yes, that's what I think. Because I think
Mickey's
Summer's
only-
form has not been great last few tournaments. She didn't make finals in Redcliffe, but I think Michaela just keeps getting better every tournament.
She's only beat Summer once, and that was in a
Yes.
round robin.
Yes, but she keeps getting better. So I think this time Michaela makes the final.
Michaela's been training a lot more with Mitch, Selena,
Yes.
and Ryan Henry. But Summer, I don't know who she's got.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Like last time I
that's
spoke to her,
fair, yeah.
she said she tries to get hits, and because she's living in Sunny Coast, Lou has moved to Brisbane. I don't think she gets those quality hits anymore.
Yeah.
And
So-
Lou's been busy with like just life in general. She
Just
hasn't
with the
been-
business and stuff, so she's not been hitting great as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Any dark horses for yourself?
Dark horses. I would go Rose. So, yeah,
Oh, well.
she's awesome. If she's on, she might take Amelia on and might make life difficult for
Do you
Amelia.
think she's beating Yushay?
They're on the different sides of the draw, but if she gets into the bronze game, I think Rose wins it. I know I'm not giving too much credit to Yushay, but it's just I'm going more for locals.
Oh, I looked at the wrong side,
Yeah.
to be honest. That's on me.
Thanks for
I was looking at Team Jayway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most exciting game for me watching, like, it's sort of exciting because I've seen Leona's progress. So I saw her story the other day. She was very excited for this tournament. And she's playing first round Jasmine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Leona can take Jasmine on and go into the next round.
And who would she be playing?
Wow.
If she goes into next round, she might play Sarah Jen Lin or Gianni Martini. I don't know.
Martine.
Yeah.
New South Wales, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
You would
I
hope
see
Sarah would
Sarah
win
Jane Lim making through that, and so I would like to see that game actually, Leona versus Sarah Jane Lim.
Either way, then you're faced with Pei, who's top seed. in the
Yeah,
draw,
like
you're fucked.
I don't have much expectations for Leona,
Yeah.
but I would like to see her
Yeah,
progress
play
to next
well, yeah.
round. And
No, I'm with you on that.
yeah. What do you think of Sarah Jane Lim? You know her well, right?
Yeah, SJ just
Oh, yeah.
works hard. She's
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah, so
I could see her probably.
making to the second round, and then
Yeah, I reckon she'll go deeper than what you guys think.
yeah,
Pause. Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I see her actually, like if you look at the draws, I see her playing Pay in quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Because on her side of the draw, it's Jasmine and Leona. And I see her making quarters there.
Yeah, I think she's better than Jasmine.
Yeah, that's what I think.
On that note, Andy, who have you got for your top three?
It's hard to go past Pay. I think she's not losing a match. She's just too good. She's got a few medals at Monsoon, got a few medals at English Open. They're two really big tournaments with great players.
Can I just chuck we will get to. So you guys have mentioned Bhatia dominating the men's and then
Pay.
And now Pay dominating.
Yeah.
That seems to be a general consensus.
That's our
from-
pod's prediction for now. Yeah.
Unless Herman's going to say something.
I think they'll both go close to like a triple crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be
100%.
They'll be close.
How do you think Pay and Bhatia would go in the
mix.
States? Like,
I reckon pretty good.
For sure, main draw. Like they would get into main draw easily. I don't know how further they would go in the main draw.
like they've obviously played, but like
You're talking about in singles if they went
just
to play
singles right now,
major or
current
singles?
form, because like they've just played Monsoon.
They played US Open this year, I think, and Pay and Louis Leville, I think, played together. And you'd probably rate Armand better than Louis.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Louis play, so he could exceed my expectations, but
Yeah.
I'd probably say Armand's better than Louis. And they reached, I want to say like round of 32 or something at the US Open. I think Thadia and Pay reached round of 16 in women's.
That's a good result.
I reckon they could easily reach quarterfinals if Pay and Armand played together over there.
So
That's an APP.
Yeah.
would you guys, because we obviously talk, like, I mean, Andy, you sort of missed out on this chat, but we did sort of discuss our top players for in current form. Would you guys have Bhatia and Pay as number one seed for male and female singles?
Yes.
100%.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Cool. Andy, any dark horses for you?
Second place, I've got Summer.
Mm-hmm.
I think even though she doesn't practice, she's just a natural.
Yeah.
We saw that
that's fair.
already this year.
Yeah.
She keeps placing. Third, Yushay, just with how the draw goes.
Yeah.
Obviously a good player.
Does that mean you have Amelia out of your top three?
No, Amelia's not in my top three.
Yeah.
I
Man,
reckon
she's
she'll-
your player. She's in your
I
team.
think she'll lose to Yushay in the third, fourth though.
Yeah.
That's where I see her.
Yes.
Never actually beaten you, Shay.
She's beaten her once.
Once?
Yeah.
Out of how
earlier
many?
this year.
How many?
And they played twice, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Maybe
it's
3 times.
Definitely a bit more than that.
A bit more.
Mate,
Yeah.
Andy,
But
Andy
they're
not,
like close,
Andy not picking his
but-
teammate to like be on the podium.
Well,
It
she's
just-
there in
it just
doubles.
means-
No, I'm
She's
happy
he's
he's being honest.
He's dripping in objectivity. He's being dead.
He's
set on
actually
us.
being honest. But Emily, I had her in my top 2 before, but because of her recent results, like her form's gone down. Like, it's not been great. Like
Her standard's still there.
Yeah, it's the tournament she played in States against Catherine. She was so good. Like,
Yeah.
and after that match, I think I haven't seen the same Emily again, like playing that level.
Yeah. I think she's also just done a lot of travel though.
Yes. Yeah, I was
It's nice
thinking.
to be back in
yes.
her hometown.
Yeah.
So motivation's a bit
Yeah.
higher, I think. But my dark horse is probably Nicola Schumann.
Yeah.
I reckon if Nicola can take Andy out, I reckon Nicola could actually win gold.
But then she has to verse Pay next round.
Man, what a Cinderella story.
I
Imagine
reckon,
if-
That'd be crazy,
Nicola can
eh?
take Pay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The way Nicola has been training,
Yeah.
I know Nicola's mom, like, she's taking her to train almost every day. Every day she messages people, like her mom, that do you want to train with Nicola today?
Well,
like,
she doesn't do school. She gets
No.
homeschooled. I think she's 16.
yes.
And being 16, she is so smart on court.
Yeah.
Super smart. She's still kind of not developed mentally. She's still got a long way to go mentally, but she's just a natural athlete.
Yeah.
Has all the support she needs around her. Can train whenever the hell she wants because she doesn't get schooled properly.
Yeah.
And
Properly,
So
Mike.
homeschooled.
Yeah.
But she's got the equipment she needs.
Oh, no,
exactly.
PR responsibility. He's
Army
got
caught you slipping. Oh my god.
funny ass.
The best thing about her that she's got that motivation. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
the young players, they're like, that they can
And-
slack. She just wants to try and she wants to get better and
Yeah.
show people that I want to be a pro.
And triple crowning.
And
And
Well,
beyond,
then,
you
yeah.
know,
Yep. Yep.
That's got to be a
I was so
confidence
happy
booster.
like she took the triple crown away from Tom Evans
Yeah,
because she beat
so
them
good.
in mixed.
She
Her and
plays-
Adam.
Her and Adam played so
Yeah.
well, man. Oof. I covered that game.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Herman, lucky last.
Yeah, just quickly, I've got a pay winning gold. No surprises there. Silver for me is Uche. I've got Amelia taking the bronze, and this is kind of crazy to consider as a dark horse, but I've got Summer as a dark horse.
Yep.
She could very easily take it all out, but yeah, that's where I see it.
You know, in the past few matchups between Summer and Uche, Summer's won.
Really?
Yes. It's on Duper.
Yeah.
It's
When was the last time they played?
not too sure, but within the past year.
I thought Herman was the stats guy. I thought
Yeah.
Herman was the stats guy.
Meant to be, but
Are we sticking over now?
look at the way he's dressed, mate.
Yeah. It's true. He's come prepared for his job. Isn't he?
Yeah. You're hired.
Anyway, back to the podcast. Yeah, that's why I just like, if you look at like past matchups, like Summer is like, I think you're underestimating how consistent Summer gets results. Like, and Uche as well has knocked off some good games as well. Like, she beats Amelia pretty consistently. Like,
Well, I think Uche won the PPA singles in Sydney at the start of the year from memory. I think she took Sydney and then Pay took Auckland and Brisbane. So
Yeah, I think Uche actually beat Pay in that event.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Uche has
Yeah.
had some good games.
yeah.
But I do like the Mickey as a dark horse. Like, she's one of those players who hasn't necessarily had crazy results, but like the hard work will show. Similar to Nicola Skuman.
Good,
Yeah.
if you do it properly. But yeah, fair enough.
Nicola not properly getting schooled then.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay.
That was good.
So we'll keep on trundling along. So for PPA, we'll do gendered doubles. So once again, in the same light, bring up your draws for that, gentlemen. Andy, leading into the men's, so you're playing with Ollie Gray, is that right?
That's correct.
Yep.
14.
So you've got to prove Harvey wrong. How's your draw looking, mate? How are you feeling overall?
Feeling pretty good. Ollie's been playing alright at the moment. And we work
Really? That's
till-
not what you said
really
like
well
just
together.
before we started recording.
It was.
It's an absolute
Nah.
shit.
Ollie's been playing good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
actually is
yeah.
pretty good. I reckon you guys
And
can cause some upsets.
I love how we kind of play mixed on a men's court, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Please,
in
please
my,
explain.
you know, I'm just in my little pocket. I'm just his little, like bitch on the right side. And
Yeah.
I just do my little.
But you do your job pretty
I
well.
do my job.
Yeah.
You do your
I
job
don't need to
pretty
be a standout
Yeah.
player. I'm a hammer player. Like I don't.
Well, was that a dig at standout?
No, I don't know.
Supposedly PR trained. He's
Supposedly PR trained.
distant schools and
He's just
Yeah.
not ready for this podcast.
yeah.
That's right. This is top of my resume right
Yeah.
now. This is huge for me.
So say he's got first round someone called not someone called Nick and Morris.
Yeah, Nick and Ryan Morris.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that should be pretty cruisy for
Yeah,
you.
pretty cruisy.
Yep, second round gonna be hard. Bhatia and Mehta.
No.
What do you no?
Easy.
Easy. Well,
Easy.
what's your plans against them?
He's not gonna
I'll
tell
just do
public.
my thing
Yeah,
on the right side and
sit on right,
I'll see what Ollie
sit
does.
on counter all
Yeah.
day, baby.
Yeah.
Squat that. Yeah,
Well, bloody Meta's a lefty.
yeah,
So that's going to be interesting. I
Yeah.
don't verse many lefties in men's at all.
yeah.
You said next to one. mate.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a very hard game.
That's what I was thinking. But
I got you guys in two.
Give him Delly Belly.
yeah,
Delly Belly. But that's it. That's my plan.
So you
No.
don't.
Fingers
So you,
crossed we
don't
can
have
get
a
a
yeah.
plan.
No, I'll be there on the sidelines if I can.
Coach Sumi.
Indian cheerleader, Coach Sumi.
Coach Sumi.
And
You
they're
might-
Indian, so I could maybe
Are
give you
you going
some.
for me or for them?
Oh, obviously for you.
Oh, right. Obviously.
That's my old life, yeah.
You and-
New life.
That's your whole
Before you got PR status.
Yeah,
Could be easily confused.
Yeah.
I'll go for you in English and Lemon Hindi.
exactly.
You could be our translator.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
that's the plan.
You might need to teach me some Indian swear words
I
before
will
to
do that.
yell at them
Yeah.
so that the umpires don't know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
I like that.
I might be the ref for that game, just letting you know.
That's crazy.
Massive conflict of interest.
Might need to help me out. That ball was definitely wide. Definitely wide.
Are you going to be doing 2 all 2?
Oh my! That was so good. No. So I've practiced that, and they would feel home, right, if I do like that. So if the score is 8-8, I would say 8-8 all. It looks so good and professional. 8-8 all.
And you were saying before this as well that
Yeah.
you've got glycerine like right behind you.
Oh,
Have a
yeah.
swig of that after some point.
My accent
Just
would just
really throw the Indians
Yes.
off. I love it.
The only thing that's missing is like some mad commentary. Did you hear it the other night? Yo, my peeps.
Right.
DJ, what's his
DJ
name?
Sippy.
DJ Sippy in the house.
That was good. That was good.
As a commentator, I actually liked it. I thought
Yeah.
it was like
Very
good
entertaining.
fun.
It
Really
was-
refreshing.
yeah,
Shout
good.
out to the Monsoon guys, you did really
Yeah,
well.
that was amazing.
All right, so to explain that, we all have our podcast preparation. The fellas, like, we all do things. Sumi's preparation apparently is to swig a bottle of Listerine mouthwash.
Yeah, man, had a big weekend. His ulcers everywhere.
So that's a first, but he's smelling rosy fresh over
Yeah.
there in the corner. Back on track. Herman, who have you got for your doubles?
For men's doubles,
Yes.
I've got Aman and Harsh taking gold.
Sorry, Andy.
His takes aren't that important. I've got Aman and Harsh taking gold. I've got Wes and Cole silver. To be honest, it can go either way.
Yeah.
I think most people that have played with Cole are saying that they're not going to lose a match. I unfortunately am not one of the players who have played with Cole over the past couple of weeks. But I got them silver, and I've got Joey and George bronze. It's sort of like a little caveat. I would have had Mitch and Zach higher, but I think there's like a real genuine injury concern with Zach, and so I'm not too sure that
surgery as well.
they'll be at the best on the day. I still think they'll do well, and I've got them as my dark horse, so they could very well be on the podium. on
Who do you think
Saturday.
they'll verse Joey and George in the bronze?
Let me have a gaze.
Can we just point out how ridiculous those top three teams are?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But also with Zach pairing up with Mitch, that's a big personality. And has Mitch played with a lot of big personalities?
He played a tournament together in Asia, I think, recently. They both played together, won the gold pretty
Yeah,
easily.
it's true. But that's WPC and that's
Yes.
not PPA.
Yeah, that's like a social league, right?
Mate, you can call
It's
it
not
out.
NPL.
No?
They are on my shit list. You guys can say whatever you want about
No.
it. Herman, bring it back on track.
Yeah. So just quickly, I got Aman and Harsh gold, Wes and Cole silver, Joey and George bronze, and dark horse Mitch and Zach.
Cool.
Yeah, I would have had them higher if Zach was healthy. Yeah. What about you, Andy? Who have you got?
I had Kyle and Wes. It's hard to go past,
fair
people
enough.
who were the best players in the world at one stage.
Two Hall of Fames playing together.
Right. Both preferred sides. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
And you've played with them like kind of recently, eh? What was that like?
Played with Kyle and he just brings energy.
Well, you're about to do a coaching clinic with him too.
I am about to do a coaching clinic with him. But I was lucky enough to play 4 hours with him yesterday, pretty much around the 4 hour mark.
Yeah.
And he missed one drop in 4 hours.
So it's fair to say Harvey's
Yeah.
takes are
Ridiculous.
not on.
No, ridiculous. And then Aman and Harsh.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to get past Ollie and I,
Yeah.
50-48 in game 3.
That's very humble
Yeah.
of you to say that.
No worries. And Joey George.
And do you think in that game it would just be Ollie making 3 mistakes in the end when you have a lead to?
No.
It'd just be more
I'll
fourth?
miss a few drops on my right side.
Okay, fair enough.
No, Ollie's pretty good. Dark horse,
Yeah.
Kyle Watnell and Roman Estrella.
Estrella, Gearbox. Bring the
I
gearbox.
love Roman, right?
Yeah, he's such a
Lobs-
nice guy.
Lobs consistent.
Lobs.
Yeah.
He sets up at the kitchen real well.
Keeps the ball in
Kyle's
play.
got energy.
Yeah.
As much as I didn't think Kyle performed last season, mate, he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
And he's on his preferred side with
Right side
He
specialist.
loves
yeah.
right side, right? I think, I like Kyle.
Yeah.
I hope they do well.
How do you think Kyle Watnell and Roman will go against Grewal and Moore?
That's a warm up for MLP, isn't it? For Grewal more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Daniel Moore play yesterday. He was the best player in the world at 2015. That's a long time.
Long
ago.
time ago.
It's
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Very consistent. Like
He is very
plays very
consistent.
traditional.
I don't think he has many weapons.
No.
And
So he's
Jay doesn't
basically-
either. Jay's very consistent
As well. Yeah. Similar style.
So they're-
in my opinion, they're both right side players.
Yes.
So they're basically just like shit versions of Carl Yates. No weapons,
Both of them.
captain consistency.
Captain consistency.
Oh my! Kyle Yates has got weapons.
Isn't that shot like
What
named
one?
after
Literally
him?
has a shot named
Yates.
after him.
Kyle Yates is crafty as fuck.
So you think like Ollie Gray's like deceptive? That's what
Yeah.
he's like known for. Yates is like
Like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's through the roof. Yeah.
He's not as crafty as you though, Harvey. Like,
Yeah.
he's close.
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't come close to you.
No,
Kyle's there.
I'm
You're
warming,
there.
Yeah.
I'm warming up to Yates, but like, I don't know. I think the fact that he's playing with Gabrielson, so we've got those right left combo versus the right left
Yeah.
combo of Arman
And harsh.
and Harsh. That lots of hands battles and that, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Arman and Harsh. But I do think Joey and Yates will be Joey and George will be Yates and Gabrielson.
That's fun. I mean, all these are popcorn matches, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can- we'll see in the mixed in a second. Anybody
And-
can
Yeah.
bloody win it.
Like, I just think Joey's too strong of a force in the middle. And then it forces him to attack wing, like the what's it called? Yates versus George Wall on the wing. I'm taking George Wall on the wing. Like, to be honest. Like, come on now. Plus, once again, Gabrielson, older dude, Yates.
Oh my!
smaller
He
dude.
looks much older, but he's not that
What,
old.
36?
Yeah. He looks 50,
He's 36.
but he's
It's
36.
that beard. It's the grey beard.
He's the beard, yeah.
I think him and Roman actually won the PPA at Redcliffe.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They got gold, eh?
And that was a pretty stacked
Yeah.
field. And that was against...
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was against...
Yeah.
Joey and
Joey and Mitch.
Yeah.
That's why Watnall got a very good seeding because he's playing with Roman.
Okay.
That's the
yeah.
It's a fun one.
I don't know. I think it can really go either way, but it's a certainty Arman and Harsh will take gold. But then it's like, who's gonna make it to that other spot in the gold, and who's gonna win the bronze? I think whoever doesn't make that gold out of George and Joey, Yates, Gabrielson
Wins the
will
bronze.
take the bronze. Yeah.
Dark Horse, mate.
Don't really have one, to be honest. 100% Robin Sumi. I reckon they can cause massive upsets. They versus Kyle and Wes Gabrielson.
In the second round, if we win
Yeah.
our first, which we
And
should
if
win
you
our first. I
look-
hope so.
Who's your first game against?
Our NPL team, NPL best players from NPL,
You've got,
Nipris and Adam Dagmar.
okay. You've obviously had
Well, what's
history with those
your
guys, so you
score
should know how
prediction
to-
on that?
On that, we should win in 2 sets. 11-6, 11-4.
Will Rob win in 2 sets or?
Rob will win in 2 sets.
Yeah.
I think
Just like you, mate.
Just like Ollie will
Yeah,
win in 2
Harvey, who do you
sets.
think, who do you think takes more court on the right side? Sumi with Rob or Andy with Ollie?
It's got to be so.
I say this is like controversial because I think Sumi definitely takes more, but he shouldn't. Whereas Andy takes less, but should
Take
probably
more.
take a bit
Yeah.
more. Not to discredit Ollie, like obviously Ollie's a very good player.
Absolutely.
And that's why I reckon you guys are also another dark horse team. Like I think it's rough you have to verse Arman and Harsh, but I reckon News will give him a good game. It's just Ollie's shot selection. He lets him down a little bit. He gets too excited, goes for crazy
That's a bit,
shots.
yeah, it's just maturity.
Like I reckon a couple years, 100% Ollie will be an amazing player. But right now, I just think he just lacks a little.
I'll give you a question. What age should a person become like complete?
in their prime.
Yeah. Not in their prime, but
Just
like
mentally, you mean?
just everything.
Yeah.
You've got all the weapons. You've got little weaknesses. You're mentally developed.
I've
you're
got a
physically
question.
fit.
I'll answer that with the question. Do you think it's more of an age per se, or like how long you've been playing?
I think I like that because I don't think it's an age thing. I reckon it's 100% a mentor thing. So who you're playing with, who's coaching you, stuff like that. Like age, yes, comes into play, like stuff like that. I think also the fact that Ollie is such a like what's it called, fucking athletic player, and he's so tall. Like there's lots of different things he can add, and I think he's still exploring what he should and shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
But I also don't think he necessarily has the right person mentoring him mentally. Like I think someone like Sumi would be good for him. Possibly even Kyle would be good for that sort of aspect of the game.
If I could just give my 2 cents on your question, Andy, I don't think it's age or physical prowess. Like, I think it's more to do with discipline and mentality.
Yeah.
So, like, you look at pretty much any other professional sport, it's the players that have, like, the drive. Like, unless you're, like, a freak, like Kobe Bryant or something, that, like, they think differently. Majority of it is the player. Like, Sumi, I'm going to use your example. You use Nicola as an example.
Yes.
Literally gave up school, or, like, homeschooling, trains every day, you
Yeah.
know. Like, how much do you and Rob Sterling drill?
Yeah. No, Rob's drilling 3 times a day now.
So you compare that.
Yeah,
right?
discipline.
So
Yeah.
3 times a day, that's discipline, that's training. So, like, to answer your question on, like you said, Carl Yates, for example, only made 1 mistake in, like, 4 hours. Like, you think about how much they train. And that there kind of leads into it, because it's all well and good to have like you said, Ollie's like a freak.
Yeah.
Like we used Connor Robertshaw as an example in
Yes.
our first episode. He's built like a triangle, but you know, how much are they training? And I think that kind of ties into what you're
It's
saying.
more like, you know, there's so many players, there's so much potential. They get on the court and they're like, let's play games. And I'm like, yeah, it pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like, don't be Simon Pill.
Okay.
Simon, copping it.
No one's safe. No one's safe.
Yeah, no one's saying sorry, Simon.
Get under the table, mate.
Yeah.
It is hard for me personally, coming from baseball, where we only drilled. Like you play 1 game a week, and then the other 8 meetings are training.
Yeah.
So I just think pickleball's got it. We've very definitely got it the other way around, where you play more than drill. Anyway, all right. Has everyone given their take for?
I think we're waiting for
I think my takes, I'll be very quick so we can move on. So yes, Harsh and Arman takes the gold in second place. So just because of the draws, I see like Harsh and Arman beating, I think, Watnall and Estrella in semis. And from the other side, I see Wild and Wall. So Joey and George making it to the final, just because I'm on the other side of the draw against Gabrielson and Yates, and I want to take them on.
Yeah, I think you take that.
Just because, I want to give myself like something to look forward
Some
to
false
this
hope.
weekend. And just and I'll have a chat with Andy. He played with Yates, so just figure out some stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
So
It'll be a match battle of deception.
Yeah.
You and Rob versus.
What's your score prediction, Sumi, against Wes and that?
against Carl Yates and Gabrielson.
Yeah.
I want to go in 3 sets.
Yeah. You want to enjoy it, eh? You
Yeah.
don't want to
I
finish
want
it
to take my time.
Yeah.
I want to frustrate them. I want to use all shots in my arsenal. I want Rob to go his Sterling special, like everything.
Yeah.
Value for money.
is now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. We will move on to the ladies now. So we'll start with you, Harvey, for the ladies doubles.
Men's doubles, you gonna go, Andy?
Well, can do.
Yeah.
Women's doubles, I've got Pay and Danny taking it out. I reckon Pay's on for a triple crown. That's what I've got her predicted as. And Danny's just a force, right? You have to treat her like a male.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
She's just incredible at dubs.
Just awesome.
Fast hands, doesn't make many mistakes, gets to the net real easy, and Pay's just got that fire in her, energy.
Yeah. I think they'll get along very well together. Just their energies together. They'd be awesome.
Fiery players.
Yeah, two fiery players.
Yeah.
Roller coaster, right? They experience the lows
Yes.
together, high highs.
Yeah.
And then Shelby and Amelia as my runners up.
Shelby and Amelia, what
Yep.
side they are? Okay.
Little Vipers getting together.
Yeah. You
I
think
like
they're gonna win my goals, Rossi and Theo from?
Well, I reckon they might win the qualifiers, man.
They're already
straight
in the-
through to the first round.
They're already in the main draw, mate.
Yeah,
So
straight through
they're
to the first round.
playing Horsley and Martini, so B. Yeah.
And who do you have for bronze?
Bronze, I've got Jamie Haas and Michelle Escobar.
Nice. Any dark horse picks?
Book her way to victory. Summer and Michaela. I reckon.
Yeah.
I think their games match each other quite well. Both pretty stable. Tennessee.
I got a question for you.
Go on.
With Danny and Pay, who plays left?
I reckon they could even play straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play straight
They
up.
should
That's
play.
what-
Actually,
They should
that would
play
be a
straight
good
up.
strategy to play straight,
Straight
up.
up.
Those players. Yeah.
Because you like the opponents don't get in a rhythm,
Yes.
especially if they go against Shelby and Amelia.
Yeah.
They will stack.
Yeah.
They will stack. Shelby and Amelia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
With Amelia on the left, right?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. This could be Vipers inside information. You never know this.
Yeah.
But
This guy.
Shelby and Amelia, I think they'll struggle with Pay and Danny if they play straight up because the patterns change every point.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
Yeah.
think because you're gonna have a shake and bake no matter what. Then,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
especially when Pay gets on the left, that's dangerous.
I think the only person that can't really shake and bake in that gold final match would be Danny. Just because she's not a great singles player, her strokes aren't developed, and that's just from a table tennis background.
Yeah, but
She hasn't got
her abilities to poach
Yeah.
is what makes
So-
it
So
good
Pay,
combo. Yeah.
On the left.
so Pay on the left,
And Danny crashing the next ball.
Yeah.
yeah. Pay should take most thirds.
But even if they played straight up, Danny's ability to drop allows Pay to just rush.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Pay and Danny, I think they'll have a pretty crazy time,
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
even in the goal.
even in the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I've got Pay and Danny taking
Yeah.
gold from that side of the bracket. I've got Shelby and Amelia coming from the other side of the bracket. Bronze, I picked Rose and Katie.
Yeah.
I think
it's a
they'll
good
be
pick actually.
I think they'll be able to get it done. But I think one of the games I really want to watch, and I'm not too sure how it'll work out, but I want to see Rose and Katie play Sarah Jane Lim and Sarah Burr. I think that'll be a good one because I kind of want to pick Sarah Burr and Sarah Jane Lim as my dark horse. I think if they can beat Rose and Katie, I think they can potentially medal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good picks.
And I also think their game styles go well together. SJ and Burr.
And Ian Burr.
Yeah. Both quite consistent. A
Yeah.
bit more defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like to grind.
Yeah.
Just come out.
They're in the trenches
keep
together.
the ball in play. Yeah. No, it's good.
What about you, Sumi?
For me, yeah, I think all of us, our first ones are always the same. So it's same, yeah. So Pay and Danny dominating the women's doubles. I don't see anyone stopping them or anyone even coming close. So it'll be pretty cruisy. For second place, I would actually, yeah, Bites and Smith. So yeah, second place. Third place would be bronze. Yeah, I would go for Rose and Katie. Or, say, I don't know how the draws would work, but Sommer and Hyatt can get a bronze, but they are on the same side of the draw as Bites and
Bites.
Smith. So.
Do you think they could be? I think that game will be a lot closer than you think.
I do too.
Like Sommer and Michaela versus
Yeah, I think there's
Amelia. Yeah.
Bates and
like Summer and Mickey, very similar play styles. I just say Summer can dink a lot better than Mickey, but both have that fiery ability, drive, crash, like just overwhelm. So I
But
think if they can get that going,
I think it's just the pickleball knowledge, Amelia and Bites with their experience.
yeah,
I think it'll be 2 sets. I don't think it's going even into third set.
And they
Really?
both train a lot more than
Yes.
both of them.
yeah.
That game will be won at the net.
Yeah,
Just who's better than that.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, 100% agree with the first two. It'll just be Shelby and Amelia versus the dynamic duo of Danny and Pay. Yeah.
You're really going for that commentating gig, aren't you? Dynamic duo.
Okay, continuing.
Learning from the best.
Let's continue the podcast. Anyway, so I think
Simi's shirt matches the wallpaper. How do you guys
Man,
say that?
I'll
you already
add
said
the-
that?
And the coffee cup.
and the coffee cup.
There we go.
it's bigger than black and white. Anyway, do you think like so? I reckon Katie and Rose will get into the finals, but they have to verse Schmidt and Bates. Do you reckon they can compete with Schmidt and Bates?
I think they can compete better than Sommerdale and McCullough.
Yeah.
And they've both been playing really well.
Yeah.
Both been playing.
Oh,
really
Rose
well.
and
I think they're very
Yeah.
good friends together. They gel together on the
Yeah.
court. And
yeah.
They're both, Monsoon, they played really well together. They got second place, I think. Oh, no, they reached the semis, but lost to the eventual winners of Megan and Naomi.
Megan Dizon.
Yeah.
Fudge?
No,
No,
Megan
Fudge.
Fudge. Megan Fudge.
Oh.
And Manta.
Yeah, and Naomi Meta.
Naomi Mehta.
Who
She's
was
improved.
playing
Yes.
unreal.
She's
Yeah.
improved.
Yeah. She's
But I saw her playing last MLP. She was alright, but she
She
looks a
rolled
different
so
player now.
Yeah. Oh, good on
Probably
her.
she's been training a lot with her brother Harsh.
Are they related?
Brother, sister.
Brother sister.
Do they play mixed together?
No, I think I've seen her play mixed with Arman.
Oh, they have played mixed together in the past.
Yeah.
So, from a mixed perspective, actually, out of curiosity, because we've kind of talked about the singles and gendered, what category are you guys most looking forward to either playing or watching?
Mixed. Oh no, men's. Men's is fucking
Men's.
crazy.
Yeah, men's is stacked.
It's just popcorn match after popcorn match.
We haven't talked about men's yet, have we?
We haven't talked about mixed.
We talked about
In men's, how come we didn't mention Vish and Lucas?
Because they'll get knocked out by
That's a good point. I think
Joey
it's
George.
Yeah.
But that's also going to be a good match.
But I think, George probably has it on Vish, but you have to think the righty-lefty combo is pretty good.
Vish is playing unreal too.
But, Vish is a solid role player. And if Lucas has that ability to pop off, anything can happen. I think that's a great match to watch.
Yep.
Okay.
It's true too.
Yep.
They could easily win against, not easily, but I
They
reckon that's a
have the
grueling match
potential
against
to
Joey and George.
Yeah, which shakes up the whole
Yep.
where everyone places.
From the pro perspective, Andy, because obviously the pros single all in. For the
Yeah,
PPA,
everything is. Yeah, besides the first round.
So, how do you feel as a player for this? And Sumi will probably get your take as well.
Yeah.
Does that, from a pressure perspective, what do you feel? Just knowing it's all over Red Rover if you make an error.
It's a lot more pressure, I guess. You're actually, every match counts now. Whereas, if you got a hard gig in the main draw, you could just make it through the back draw and still get heaps of points, prize money.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Duper.
Yeah.
Duper's.
So you mean you're talking about this change of thing, right? There is
Yeah,
not
it's a
this single
single-
elimination. No,
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't like it.
I don't like it from the point of view of Americans coming over and possibly getting eliminated first round.
Just think about you get there at 7:30. You
Yeah.
play your first game. You're out by 8:15 because
Yeah.
those players wouldn't want to play futures against players like. Okay, I'll not say the names, but
Yeah.
But also we have to keep in mind that this
Yeah.
is PPA Australia,
yeah.
and we're having Americans coming over for this event.
So do you
with
think
no
if-
ties to Australia.
Do you think that that'll obviously influence whether they want to come back for another event if they get knocked out first round?
Not even. I think it's rough on the Australians.
Yeah.
Because, as we were saying before, the majority of better players are from America because they've been playing the sport longer than
Yeah.
us, right? For example, if Caden was playing singles because Caden was in the discussion for one of the best single players in Australia last year.
Yes.
When he beat George Wall at NPL.
That's right.
it was like that was a huge upset.
Yeah.
Everyone was like
That time it wasn't an upset because Caden has always been a top player. It's just he hasn't been playing much or hasn't been practicing, and it's just gone a bit down.
Yeah, and now Caden's not even in discussion for
top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Top 10 probably.
Don't you have Caden first round?
I've got Caden first round.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he was playing like, that's 2 Aussies going at it, so I don't mind that. That's how it should be in PPA Australia. I get that we can go over there and play their tournaments, but that's the NBA, that's the MLB, that's the standard that everyone's trying to get to.
It's like Premier level and
that's
here's
Premier
Challenger
level, right?
Yeah.
And here's Challenger level.
But don't you think like if those American players were so good, why are they coming here?
That's a point.
Just because they have money to kill and they want to try and... The thing is, MLP Australia and PPA Australia doesn't really have a direct pathway into America, right? Because we're still no ones here.
Yeah.
Even, like, Mitch is getting triple crowns and PPAs here, but not getting drafted for MLP Challenger teams over there. Could you imagine if people were getting triple crowns in America and not getting drafted over there?
And I'm curious, Andy, being a captain for an MLP team, do you feel that we are disrespected in that regard?
I feel like it's wrong having Americans coming over here with no ties to Australia. And that's by no means having a dig at Kyle, Shelby, like great people, and they're they're taking advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
I just feel it's a bit rough on
Local
if
players.
we're trying to help the local scene grow, which is what NPL is trying to do. They're not a social league; they're a grassroots league.
I keep going.
They're a grassroots
No, I'm
league.
taking the piss.
And Asia's fine. I'm fine with Asia as
Yeah.
well because they haven't got anything besides WPC. I'm fine with that. And they've got ties to the local area.
Yep.
But I just find it wrong how Americans now they've opened up to Americans now. And granted, the quality's increased big time. We can tell by the tournament.
It's the excitement, right? We are
It's
also
excitement.
excited to see them play here
it's also
in
just-
person.
It's coughing up Aussies' chances at developing us as a nation rather than just importing players.
I'm going to chuck not a contentious point of view, but like for the draft, right, I know Gordo was really big on Simon Pilt. We use him as an example. And obviously, Sumi, you play with him religiously, same as you, Harvey and Herman. Someone like that misses out. We talked about Wes Vine being a sub. He's obviously now coming in for the Mavericks. So do you feel that this is an example of someone like Pilt missing out for an American player who, because I think we're all in agreement here, like Pilt could definitely play in an MLPA team.
Yes, he could. If there were no international players, he would take this spot. Wesley Wine would take easily any team. Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. Okay, so to sort of further your point, Andy, you feel that that's an example of...
You're talking about Caden, Taylor Smith, they all should be playing MLP.
National champions.
Yes, national champions. So...
And they were a part of MLP last season when it was exclusively Aussie players.
Aussie players.
What happened to them?
Yeah.
They won the championship.
Yeah.
And now they're playing in a grassroots league when they're national champions.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening.
No, shouldn't.
But that's because us as captains, there's big prize money on the line.
Yeah, you have to do what you're going to do.
We have to do what's best for us.
Yeah, if you don't do it, like we saw last time, George Wall, his team, he went local. Where did it take
And
him?
the talent was still there.
Talent
right?
was still
They
there.
made the finals.
They did great, but they didn't really win it.
But could he have... Yeah,
Could he have taken international route? I think he would be
And
same as Crocs, right? His
He was
team.
making a statement with that. He was saying
Yes.
the talent's still in Australia.
Talent's still there in Australia.
He was wanting to do the same thing this season,
Yeah,
but
but-
international quality is just too high now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use the Sydney Smash as an example. So they have one international pick. So Joe Wild, Selena Chirulja, and Wayne Beckfell. So do you feel like a 3-1, right? So as a captain, you're comfortable because obviously you're in the same boat. You and Henry Schmidt and Bates. Do you think 3-1's okay? Like across where, or do you would prefer it to just be 4-0, like 4 Australian, 0 international?
I don't mind picking an American if they've got ties to Australia.
Who's someone that's got ties to Australia that's an American?
Morgan Evans or something like that.
Ashley Candelaria, I think her name was. She's an Australian citizen. She's just over in America
Yeah.
playing PPAs over there.
Like last
fine,
year,
like-
Aaron picked, what's his name?
Who did?
Aaron Blitz, Mavericks,
Oh, Damon Spizzo.
Spizzer, because he has, he's from Melbourne,
And
right?
he's an Australian citizen,
Yeah,
right? I'm
so-
okay if they're an Australian
Yeah.
citizen.
Obviously,
They're
he's-
just over
yeah.
there for work reasons or, that's still helping, I guess, the region develop a little.
So, if I'm playing devil's advocate, so you mentioned like the Asia region's okay, obviously New Zealand as well. So what if there was an Asian superstar playing in PPA? Like you're
Fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's helping Asia develop as a region.
Yeah.
It's also weird to me how India's considered an international region.
Yeah, that was a bit weird because there were a few
Yeah.
players in India actually reached out to me outside Isha. She didn't know she was considered international. If she would have been considered like Asia, which should be, India is Asia,
Yep.
she might have got picked. Actually, pretty good chance she would have got picked.
And that's a massive difference between becoming an international pick, where you only get one of them,
Yes.
compared to an Asian pick,
Asian
where
pick.
you're allowed as many as you want, you just have to have one regional.
Exactly.
That's a massive change.
That's a massive. So if you're like, and some Indian players were considered Asia in that list. So that was a bit
And
like
some American players were considered Asian as well.
So that was a bit controversial on that list. And because there's Indian players, they saw why this Indian dude is considered Asia and not me. And they were like,
So Sumi, do you consider yourself Asian or international?
man, I'm all over the place.
You are all
And do you consider yourself the number one Indian player in the world?
Number one Indian player in the world.
Yeah.
Number one shit talker in the world.
I think you're number 2 to Harvey, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you,
I'll
need to
give it
specify
a
Asian. You have to specify Asian.
Yeah.
Asian, yeah. No, I don't know. I don't consider myself anything. Good coach, but yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah, decent coach.
Fair enough.
Decent
Number
bloke.
one casino player.
Oh man, number one DJ.
That's tough.
Do
Sorry.
you say number 1 BJ?
Blackjack.
Oh, okay.
All
Sorry, I
right.
got excited for a second.
You're always excited, man.
That's why he's wearing a tight shirt.
Yeah.
Back on track. Dylan, come on.
Just by the way, like for the podcast, the chat was we're smart casual. Look at what everyone defines as smart casual.
This is smart for WA.
Yeah.
And that's smart for Sumi.
I'm always smart, man.
No, it's good. It's a good point.
What's wrong with Big W clothing? That should fire.
It's fire, man.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I love the way everyone's dressed. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man's has even got the chain. Let's go.
Oh man, I've been wearing this chain last whole month. Bringing me the good luck.
Out the Buddha.
Okay, so we haven't discussed. What have we done? We've done champions,
We're just
singles.
talking about that your question about the single elimination, double elimination.
Yeah.
We need to go on to mixed.
Yeah, we need to go on, but I think that change was done because of the venue. They've got only, I think, about 9 courts.
Royal Pines.
Yes, so they've got limited courts there. So it's just more about the venue, and they can't really have that many games and time constraints. So it's not like we cannot really blame them. That
Okay.
yeah,
Who can you blame?
just we need to get a better venue, more facilities, more infrastructure. So it's just
KDV's just came down the road.
yeah,
Yep.
you don't want to be moving back and forth.
That'll be full time. As someone who,
They're holding nationals.
as someone who was like literally the director of Redcliffe, we had MLPA Redcliffe. It is really difficult. I will say, to get venues lined up for a tournament at this sort of scale. I will say that we had PPL Gold Coast, so there is history at Royal Pines, and it was sick. Like the venues were good, but I can understand where you're coming from, Sumi, in that it might be a time thing. I don't know. This is unconfirmed from me, so I don't know the actual reason behind it. But Obviously, it will apply pressure, as we were talking about, Andy. So let's get into mixed. So who wants to start for your gold, silver, bronze, and dark horse picks for the mixed PPA?
Halves, take it away.
I was just going to delegate to Herman.
Don't worry, I got you. For gold, I'm going to go with Mitch and Amelia. I think they're going to bounce back. I think they
That's
took
wild.
silver. Oh, it is wild. I think they took silver in Redcliffe. Just in terms of the draw, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I'm surprised to see Joey Wild and Danny Townsend on the same bracket as Aman and Pay. Because I think if they were
That's crazy. That shouldn't be happening.
if they were on a different part of the bracket, I think I would have got them to do a lot better than what I've got them down as. But I've got I've got Mitch and Amelia to take gold. I've got Pay and Aman to take silver. I've got George and Sumner to take bronze. And my dark horse pick is going to be Wes and Uche.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you were like, oh, Armand's number one man, Pay's number one female, and not giving him the gold.
Well, this is why, and it's
Because
a
of
valid
the draw.
statement. Well, I think it's more so they've been on court like quite a few times, Mitch and Amelia, as opposed to Pay and Aman. Like, I know in our minds we think it's going to work out with Pay and Aman, but I don't know. For me, I've got to see it, and that's why it's a little bit of a safer pick, and I back Mitch and Amelia to get it done.
No, that's fair.
That's a new partnership too, Aman and Pay.
Yeah.
They've never been on court together.
Andy, you take the lead.
I think my gold medalist is Pay and Aman.
Yeah.
I just think even if they are a new partnership, they're both experienced players. I think they'll just, even if the chemistry is not there, I still think they'll just battle it out and eventually get the gold. Mitch and Amelia is reaching the other final, I think. I think they're getting silver. Although Mitch won't be as tired as he was in Auckland, just because I don't see him reaching as many gold medal matches. So he could also be the X factor for them.
Yep.
And then Kyle Yates and Shelby will take out the bronze, in my opinion.
So who do you have Shelby and Kyle losing to? What side of the bracket are they on?
So they'll lose their semi-finals against Pay and Bhatia.
Yeah.
And then they'd most likely verse who? Delabonna and
George.
Yeah.
My dark horses are George and Summer. If they can come out with a win against Mitch and Amelia, I can see them taking that.
Yeah.
Summer will just sit on her backhand speed ups, backhand counters. She's got a really good backhand. We all know that.
Yeah.
But also, I'd like to see Ryan and Michaela do well again. They got a bronze in PPA Sydney.
Yes, they played
And,
very good.
Ryan only played that day.
Yeah.
So I hope they do all right again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have to play Schmidt and Hargraves.
No, they're
Yeah.
very hard team to play. They demolished Travis Vine and Sommer.
Yeah. And just because of the way they play, they always shake and bake, right?
Always check and back. When they're serving, one person starts up, you know?
Yeah.
Like they did it so many times.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy.
crazy, right?
You don't expect, like, what the
But
fuck's happening
it
here?
works,
Yeah.
and it creates so much pressure
Chaos.
for the other two on the
A lot
other
of
side.
chaos. Yeah.
If I don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of the tactic
Yeah.
they go for half the time.
Chaos
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
And both of them can hit the ball very hard.
They can
Smack.
it out of it.
Yeah.
It's a Dura. It like, you know,
Dura. I just it got me last night.
Can
Dura
you
is
make
great.
that sound again, please?
Oh, no.
but
Later.
also with the temperature, the Duras
It's gonna be
are slower
different. Yes.
and they're softer.
Actually, I don't mind that. I like the soft.
You like soft?
Yeah, I love soft.
You don't like hard?
I'm giving me the soft balls anytime.
Softball.
Soft balls.
See me? Your next picks?
Again, saying it, putting Arman and Pai same side as Joey Wald and Danny is bad. Is bad because they should be playing finals. But now, because of that, I don't see Joey and Danny even making it to semis because they're gonna lose in quarterfinals against Arman and Pai. That's what I reckon. And So that's bad already. So good for Bates and Yates. They'll make it to semis at least. So, but then they're going down from there for like obviously Armand and Pay in the finals. Other side of the draw, obviously you all said Mitch and Amelia to make the finals, but I think there can be a big upset. Andy and Rob, they have to play Andy and Rob.
Yeah.
And Andy and how the Rob Sterling plays the mixed is crazy. We've all seen him play mixed now, and he's just getting better.
You did mention though, one thing about Rob is he doesn't expect the female on the other side to like hit certain balls to like make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at that matchup, Schmidt is just known for taking on the guy. That's what she likes to do.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I still see them, Mitch and Amelia, beating them, but that's my dark horse. Like,
Like,
I
it'll
could see
be
that
close,
upset.
like,
I
it
could
could
see that
happen,
upset.
yeah.
Like, just saying, even like for Sterling and Rob, that first game against Daniel Moore is a difficult game. I don't know about Cole. Do you know who's KO? Is that player? Who's playing with Daniel Moore? KO. I don't know if she's any decent. I still rate Daniel Moore high. So
then Rob.
Experience, yes, Daniel Moore high, more consistent than Rob at this stage.
He was one of the best players in the world
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah, so did it go like Daniel Moore, then Kyle Yates, then Ben Johns,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
20.
then Harvey?
Harvey's always on top.
Speaking of Harvey, what's your picks?
Well, I think it's kind of crazy that some of you think that Schmidt and Hargreaves will take gold over Arman and
Dude, it's literally just me. The pick.
yeah, but
Nobody
some,
else
you're
is
crazy. Dude.
Yeah,
Some of the fans might think that, like the community. Sorry, not fans. The community. That's fucking absurd because, like, if Armand and old mate beat Townsend and Wild, who just beat Amelia and Mitch,
that's fair.
Yeah.
like
There is no one stopping them.
That's
And
fair.
in that game, Armand Pay and Joey Wald and Danny can go either way.
So,
Yeah.
here's the
So
question.
whoever wins that game is
Will
wins
win
the
the
gold.
gold.
Yeah,
Win
wins
gold.
gold. Yeah.
like
Okay.
that's
It's
fine.
a Red Cliff
That's
game.
fine.
Whoever wins that Sarah Burr and
In the semi-final.
in
Joe-
the
that
semi-finals,
was a
that
game,
wins the
mate.
gold easily. It's the same thing. The
Like-
draw is not great, but
Yeah.
that's
Like-
the final we want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm
And
saying.
that's a rough one as well because they can't get a second game then.
Exactly. Can't get
Because
a
that's
second
a
game.
second round matchup. I don't think
Imagine-
they wanted to play futures anyway.
Imagine
after that,
Joey Wild playing futures with Danny.
But that is a
like
possibility.
arguably top 3 mixed team in the world. Not in Australia. No, sorry.
I'll come away with a medal, not prize money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so absurd to me. Like that's happening. Like you could literally see Joey and Danny versus Armin in that as a gold medal match.
That's what we're saying. That should be the gold medal game.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm going to chuck a curveball, and we haven't prepared for this. But for the futures, do we know who the number 1 seeded futures team is?
I don't know.
Simon's in futures, right?
Simon's playing the main draw with
Oh,
Jess.
yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dumb thing. Yeah.
yeah, Simon's top quality. He doesn't play
Daniel
futures.
Fogel.
Yeah, I think he
He's
might.
playing futures.
He's in
He's playing
futures.
futures.
Yeah,
He's playing futures.
yeah, man.
So
he's
who's-
from NPL. We do the futures, right?
So who's Fogel Coalition?
Huh?
Like B or something like that.
I knew he was playing it, so I don't remember.
She main draw?
Mixed in main draw.
Yeah. So like, let's say for example, we'll use Daniel, right? So imagine he's doing really well, and then yep, you got to verse Wild and Townsend.
Like we gotta give shout out to one of the good teams, and I think they'll do great. Is Nay and Jose.
Oh,
They are in the
yeah.
main draw.
Yeah. Shout out Nate Pink.
They are in the main draw, and so.
You've
And
been
they'll
talking
play
about-
someone from the qualifiers or someone. Yeah, because I can see them there in the main draw, and they might play. I don't know who,
Huss.
but yeah.
You've been talking up Hosea for a while now, so you reckon he's
Oh man, nobody pegged him in NPL. I was shocked. He's good.
Singles. And
Probably because
injury.
he's single. Then why did I get picked? He should have got picked over me, Jose.
Guess it
Anita.
really speaks volumes about your captain, eh?
oh mate, it's
Okay.
you're playing with Rob Sterling, so obviously Rob sees something in you as well. So
Are you paying him?
Well, he asked me to play with him.
Yeah.
Oh, you got receipts or?
Seriously, like I wasn't even gonna play this tournament.
Exciting times ahead. Well, that's our PPA picks for today, I guess. We'll go through, what I want to do is have a ladder, sort of you guys can have a look overall across the board. We will briefly touch on MLPA. We won't go too deep. We've already heavily covered this, and our picks have basically stayed the same. It's just the only difference is that Wes Vine has been listed as sub for captain Aaron Blitz for the Melbourne Mavericks. Andy, just on your point, because we didn't really get your opinion of the MLPA, overall, how do you feel the Vipers will go this season?
First.
Okay, we're done. So let's
Confident
move
man.
into the...
You look it too.
Yep. No, you have a sick team.
I'm
So
not even stressed.
Yep.
We'll do well.
you'll have your Indian fan base on the sideline screaming positives from Sumi, assuming he's not refereeing.
Right, hear me out. Now, if we can go and do like a boxing ring sort of thing, kind of like a, it's time for the monthly episode of blah blah blah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I reckon that would go alright.